So it says, so Elon, the free speech absolutist, is also into cancel culture. And it says, Elon Musk gets mega trolled for suspending Kanye West from Twitter for pro World War II mustache man rant. Can we say can we say his name?
I don't know.
Of
Can
course.
we?
Yeah, Adolf Hitler.
All right,
Okay,
all
Hitler.
right. His name was
Historical.
Adolf Hitler, okay? This is ironic because Elon had freed Kanye from a temporary suspension earlier in his time at Twitter, but he's changed his heart on the issue.
Yep.
And Kanye posted an image of a swastika intertwined with a Star of David with the following caption, what is it? Kanye... It was like yay 24, love free speech.
Yep.
What was it again?
Yay
Yay 24, love everyone, hashtag love speech.
Yeah, love speech.
And then Elon responded to it allegedly by text. I don't know if these screenshots are real,
Got
but
those, here.
Kanye posted these screenshots before his banning on Twitter, and it says, "Sorry, but you have gone too far. This is not love." And Elon sent him the picture of the image that Kanye posted. And then Kanye replied, "Who made you the judge?" Then Elon replies with the Our Father prayer.
It seems fake.
And
I
then
don't know.
Kanye replies saying, "I'm Jesus' name." And then a screenshot of a 12-hour suspension.
But you believe it's a full permanent
It's not
ban.
a belief I have. Like, he is permanently banned. I think that he started with a temporary 12-hour. And then now his account is gone. It's permanently
Why is
banned.
that? How do you know? Because it no longer appears?
When you look up Kanye's account on Twitter, it says that the account is suspended. It's gone.
What a position to for Elon to be in as like a CEO in like the first 3 weeks.
It seems defamatory because if these text message screenshots are fake and Kanye is faking this conversation, it does seem very far-fetched. I don't know why Elon would text in such a cryptic way. That could get Kanye in legal trouble.
I don't know what Elon is like as a text messenger, but it doesn't feel like whatever
to
I
reply
in my
with the
brain,
Our Father prayer to that, like, this is not a conversation. I don't believe that. It just seems so far-fetched. And now Ye is banned on Twitter, and people are calling out Elon Musk because he claims to be this free speech advocate. He's giving amnesty to people who have been banned on Twitter before. And now Kanye, who is under the spotlight for his controversial statements, is gone.
Do we know if on Twitter that their threshold for free speech, is that supposed to be along the same lines as the American government's threshold for free speech with them?
It's not necessarily supposed to. It can be whatever the terms the company wants to set.
Are they trying to? So it's vague, like all TOSs are, to allow them more leeway.
I haven't read their TOS, actually. When we built the terms of service at Mines, when I was crafting that 2014 or something, we crafted it around the United States law, and particularly Connecticut law, because that's where the corporation was based.
So however awful, like the stuff he said, does it rise to the level of incitement?
No.
Yeah,
violence?
so this is, someone
It's
replied.
just really, really repugnant and stupid.
Someone replied, "Elon, fix Kanye, please." And Elon replied, "I tried my best. Despite that, he again violated our rule against incitement to violence. Account will be suspended." So this was at midnight last night.
Okay.
And now Kanye's account has been nuked. It doesn't seem like he's going to come back. And this might be more worrying than the system we had before where individual moderators were responsible.
Yeah.
But now it seems like it's just up to Elon's individual discretion who stays or who leaves.
Yeah. He's going to have to clone himself so that he can...
That's more of a precarious situation, right?
Like, what I think of is, like, you see people on these platforms all the time who praise Stalin and Mao and all of these dictators and evil people in history that have committed unbelievable atrocities. There are people that support George Bush and Barack Obama who did plenty of damage to people in other countries with drone warfare. I want to know why one is acceptable and one isn't. I think they're all repugnant. I think that all of these people are evil. I want to know why one is allowed to be criticized, why these are allowed to be criticized and the other ones aren't.
It's sort of like how people were asking Elon, will Alex Jones be reinstated on Twitter? And it came down to his feelings on the subject. It's being called into question whether Elon is the free speech absolutist that he frames himself to be.
I don't think any one human can be, which is why you have terms of service so that you don't have to rely on a person to do it for you. The terms at this point, Twitter's terms were, I think they're abysmal. If you're going to consider a picture of a swastika an incitement to violence, like an incitement to violence that's illegal has to be an imminent threat to violence. You can't just say, go kill person X. That's not imminent threat. That's not an incitement. It's do it at this time, on this day, at this place. Then it becomes an imminent threat and it's considered illegal.
He didn't even go so far as to verbalize a threat or a non-imminent threat. It's very far-fetched for Elon to say that was incitement to violence.
Also, what's going to happen here is we're all like, everyone's going to be painted with a brush that if they don't automatically say that this was the right decision, they're going to be called awful for just saying, hey, look, maybe people should look at this. I don't have any, like, hey, you want to ban him? Fine. But then explain to me why the other people aren't banned too.
I agree with your point about other dictators and things they've said, like Che Guevara. There's shirts of him. He was a genocidal maniac. Like he would shoot people in the head for fun kind of guy.
You see people wearing shirts of Che Guevara. You see people praise these people online. It is a college trope to have a Che Guevara poster in your room while your college professors tell you what great freedom fighters these people were. And that's fine. If you want to believe that, I think you're wrong. I think you're stupid. But I want to know why there is the double standard.
The question here isn't so much about the content of what Kanye is saying, because we can't play it here from InfoWars directly, but Ye was praising Hitler. Okay, the content of what he's saying is irrelevant at this point.
Yeah,
it's irrelevant what his motivations are if he's not willing to explain them. The question is, should he be allowed to stay on public platforms like this? And also, what is his suspension from Twitter going to do to his mental state, which is already in a dangerous place?
Cut a person off from their ability to speak, and they're liable to get worse.
Someone who feels that they are being specifically targeted, whether you think that's a paranoid delusion or not, playing into it by actively silencing him on a platform that he feels he can use to express himself is not going to help.
Yeah,
it's going to make it worse.
He tweeted last night, "Let this be my final tweet."
Yeah.
Did you see that? And then what was that? It was like some goofy picture of Elon.
He posted a picture of Elon Musk
on the yacht,
shirtless in Greece, which
sprayed
was
with a hose.
An unflattering image of. I mean, he was basically body shaming Elon Musk, and then
that's why they banned.
Maybe
him.
that's
I like the idea that that's when Elon said,
that's
"Okay,
a step too far,
you're
my
gone."
friend.
But Elon still claims that it was the TOS violation and not an unflattering image.
He's like, look, I work a lot. I've got a lot going on. I refuse to take steroids. I refuse to be body shamed. You're gone.
This is a picture of a swastika is not a threat to violence. This is crazy. If he got banned because he put an image, a partial image of a swastika, a freaking swastika, when you look at the World Economic Forum and they've got the 4-part, the Wheel of Life, which is where this swastika, what it really is an ancient Hindu symbol. Religious symbol of life.
Also, there's plenty of TV shows that involve themes from Gnosticism, right? Like that's not is that not inciting to violence? What if we talk a lot about Hollywood has a problem with you like not interpreting their art in the way that they want. What if you watched The Man in the High Castle or something that used Nazi symbols in the show and took the wrong message from it that they were trying to put forward? Is that an incitement to violence? I don't know.
Indiana Jones, Hitler was in the movie, burning books they were doing. There were Nazis walking around, lots of swastikas. I mean, there's a time and a place for the thing.
So what I'm thinking is this might be about power for Elon, showing that he is the new czar of Twitter because he tweeted FAFO, like F around and find out, when this happened. So maybe he's just doing a power play with this decision.
Last night, when Kanye was on Alex's show, he said he's going to let Milo Yiannopoulos and Nick Fuentes tweet from his Twitter account, which I believe is a violation of Twitter rules, like you said, ban evasion. And technically they're going to be giving people amnesty, but Milo's account's still banned. So if he was tweeting from Kanye's account, that would be a terms of service violation. I immediately said Elon's got to ban the account. If Kanye's doing that, I don't care who your friends are. If your friends are violating your terms of service, you've got to be judicious about it.
Yeah.
I thought he was banned for that. So finding out it's for some stupid image is like, dude.
They're also, I just saw this, literally just saw this on TMZ where it says Kanye is trying to deflect from his praise of Hitler by saying like that Kim cheated on him with like a pro basketball player. Like it feels manic to me, and I don't want to push, like I don't know what he's going through, but he feels like he's being used by an unbelievable amount of people right now.
Yeah, I mean it's impossible to know what's going on behind the scenes.
Yeah,
but I think that the decision to take Twitter away from Ye isn't going to help his state of mind.
No, it's not.
It's going to further like allow him to spiral mentally.
Yeah.
And I don't see this going anywhere good.
What are some other symbols that would be, can you think of anything else?
A dildo, perhaps.
Or do you remember what was the story? I think Tim might have even covered it, about the guy who got in trouble for having like a tattoo that they said was a Nazi symbol and ended up being for his like Marine unit back in the day. He was like a border guard or something like that. Everyone makes up their mind far before these things go into the public.
Here's another tweet from Elon responding to this situation. He's getting a lot of backlash right now. He said, Twitter is being fair when extremists on far right and far left are simultaneously upset. Twitter aims to serve the center 80% of people who wish to learn, laugh, and engage in reasoned debate.
So is this a psyop to make Elon like the savior of Twitter?
He's trying to seem perfectly balanced in his judgment of both sides,
which will never
but that
possible.
implies that Kanye is on a side. He's not. He is not of some far right influencer or commentator or talking head. He's just his own person. He is an artist. He's someone who is, I think, clearly struggling right now mentally and emotionally. I don't think that what he said was even a political statement.
No.
It's more just reflecting the chaos that is going on within him.
Is there a way back for him?
Yeah, for sure. He could do a hit song. He could start, I think the forgiveness arc is strong right now in humanity. There's a lot of room for forgiveness.
Do you believe that? I don't believe that.
Is the industry going to welcome him back?
I believe we are in one of the most anti-forgiveness periods in history. Since the creation of the internet, since the creation of Twitter, oddly enough, I think that a lot of people are out for revenge, and most people don't believe, maybe not most people, but the loudest people don't believe in forgiveness and don't believe in redemption.
And maybe relatively, but like in ancient history, they just execute people. Throw people in the oubliette, and then forget about them. They blind people. They cut their genitals off. Like they just burn them at the stake for saying stuff like this. But so we're in a position where like Jesus gave us a kind of a template where we can learn. We're supposed to be like
so
that.
Relative to human history, we're in a fairly okay. Then this question is like, is he eccentric enough of a person that 15 years from now, when the context changes and everyone has perspective, he's calmed down, all these things, a lot has changed in the world. He'll be he'll be like 60 by then, but like, can he be making music and they're just like, well, he was in his manic, in his manic, weird, anti-establishment art phase, or his next anti-establishment art phase. And he was saying crazy stuff. And as society changes and as whatever we as a society are kind of sensitive to changes, that will be something different at that time, I imagine. Like he will be looked back, maybe not as fondly as he was before all this happened, but he will not be looked on as persona non grata forever.
I mean, if Dane is right about wokeness dying, then maybe. But it really is about who in the industry is left that is willing to work with him after this episode concludes.
Yeah. Well, I think the key is for Kanye, firstly, to be humbled. And this is a big humbling experience for him. And to find friends that'll humble you, like tell you, no, you're not right now. This is another way to look at it. No matter who you think you are. And for him, it's like, I want to see him and Kim have a conversation, and like it's about the kids. It's really about the kids.
Kim Ye.
By the way,
well, it's about the kids for sure. Like the kids need their dad.
The fact that he's paying child support is just off. She's got billions of dollars, and he got his net worth cut by like 2/3.
I'm not saying it makes sense or it's fair, but also like when you get to their echelon of money, it's like, what difference does it make?
Yeah.
I think Kim's really kind of afraid that Kanye is like mentally, like people are like, you need medication, you need this, but it's like, dude, he's channeling like God's spirit that makes people seem crazy if you don't get it.
Yeah.
But that's real stuff. People can go through it. Doesn't mean they're crazy. Doesn't mean they're always going to be like that. But that's where he's at right now, and you just got to kind of meet people where they're at. Mm-hmm. The kids, man, the kids can learn a lot from Kanye right now.
Think of the kids is okay when it's like families talking about it. It's when the government says think of the kids that I tell you to worry, because that's rock music bad, all this bad. Think of the won't we think of the children? See, they always want to think of the children about stuff that doesn't matter, but never about the stuff that actually does. Mm-hmm. Think about the children, except for the human trafficking. They're fine with the human trafficking.
But I think Kanye is going to really have to find a personal change in order for Kim to become comfortable with having him around the kids.
Maybe what we do is we deport Pete Davidson. And that brings him back.
Deport him back to where?
To Harlem.
SNL?
To Staten Island?
Back to New York.
That he can never leave Staten Island again for the rest of his life.
Funny thing, because I like Pete Davidson too. It's like I like all these guys, man, and I want him to. Is Pete in love with Kim? Are they really in love?
No. They broke up, and now Pete's with Emrata.
So I think Kim, they're all going through some crazy stuff. God, that must be crazy being that famous and having all that stress and money.
I would never want to be a public figure of any kind.
There's so little understanding for it. Well, I mean, you are but anyway.
But like at that level, you're talking about.
Want to, okay, then let it never. Well, I want the show to grow. So
exactly.
Damn it! But I would never want to be that level of recognized in the public.
It's like it is a sacrifice, because when you walk out and I was at the airport coming back from Ohio last week, and people saw me and they knew me who I was, and it was like 4 a.m. and they were coming up to me and talking to me. I was so tired. Like, this is life. I mean, this is the sacrifice of being well known or famous or whatever you want to call it.
Also, you probably paid closer attention to them than anybody that's ever paid attention to them in their life. If you guys haven't met Ian, he is very few people pay as close attention to you when you're talking to him as Ian pays when he's talking to people.
But it doesn't scale, because if like 10,000, if like 50 people came up to me at the airport, I'd just be overwhelmed and exhausted and like frustrated, and I don't have the life, and literally I don't have the 5 or the 2 minutes per person to give back. Well, and it's someone like at Kanye's level where almost 95% of the people in the airport know who he is, probably. That's like, what do you...
I really hope that this situation at Twitter isn't Elon trying to gain the favor of people like Mark Ruffalo, who are out here whining about fair enforcement of the rules, and it needs to be on both sides, whatever. Like, I haven't seen anyone in Mark Ruffalo's circle get banned or temporarily suspended. I don't want this to turn into a situation where Elon Musk is trying to appease the blue check and celebrity class.
Also, by the way, guys, I fixed the crisis meter. The crisis meter was lagging behind.
Oh, really?
Good. We are good. The crisis meter is working again.
Mine's does a thing where if someone flags your content for violating terms of service, it goes to a jury of users of the site that have opted in to be part of a jury, and then they all get to decide, is this violating terms of service, yes or no? And if you get a majority of the jury to say yes, then the content gets banned. The people can still appeal to another jury, but this way it offloads the terms of service judgments to the community as opposed to sending it to admins behind the scenes or the CEO.
I picture it's just Elon doing all the bannings right now because he doesn't trust anyone else to do it. Like, he's like, the reason he's having children is so that he can hire an army of his own family to like hold on to banning duties because he doesn't
pass the torch.
Yeah. Thanks for watching this clip, guys. If you want to see full episodes or follow us on social media, links are in the description below. Bye.